So we want to welcome all of you, our dear viewers. Thank you again and again because of your faithfulness in following our program. We love you, we appreciate you, we value you, and we thank God for each one of you. And our prayer is that what we are doing, these programs are becoming beneficial in your life, and your life is changing progressively, becoming better. So this is Reverend George Kamanu, the senior pastor of Word of Faith Church Iloilo. Our church is in a place called Watalam White House. You can access from Meble side, you can access from Kiambu Road side. If you reach that place called Meble, so Watalam White House, our church is just there. And also the principal of Word of Faith Community College. And in our community college, we are continuing our training. We do biblical courses, we do technical courses, and you can get all the information that you require if you just use the number on your screen. Somebody will respond to you, and if you can get time with you, it's possible you can visit us. It will be a joy even to have you, so that we can get enough time to be able to share with you, and also you see what we are doing in the college. So that, and we are having our May intake from next week. That is from the 2nd of May. We are having our intake. Therefore, we pray wale wazazi ambao mko na watoto ambao walimaliza form 4 na wakuje. We also have short courses and many other good things are happening in this college. Please just come. And we have our hostels whereby we even lend to students who are outside our college, especially those who are in other technical school around like KIST. So all those things are there. And I want to encourage you, just use the number on your screen, and I give assurance somebody will respond to you positively so that it give you the relevant information. We are continue talking about the leader and teamwork. How a leader succeed through teamwork, because you can't succeed alone. And we say this, it is teamwork that make the dream work. Teamwork makes the dream work, but it's not automatic. Today, I want us to talk about the problems of a team. And we are going to talk about 3 main problems of any team. There may be many. What now is a challenge of the team? Then the following episodes, we shall talk about the importance of teamwork and all those, how to build a team allowed your leadership. All those dynamics, we are going to discuss them as enabled by God. And I want to say that again, that teamwork make the dream work, but it is not automatic or easy. There are common obstacles that keep teams from functioning well together. So, and those are the ones we are going to look together. Okay, Brian Morita, in his book called The Power of Agreement, he says this: people must be convinced that it is to their advantage to cooperate with peers. I'll say again, people must be convinced that it is to their advantage to cooperate with peers. We should make no mistake that for many people, cooperation with others is not natural. It is a foreign act that must be taught and reinforced continually after the training has been completed. In other words, Brian Morita says this: we must be convinced that working together is to our advantage. But of course, there are challenges that are there, the challenges that we must be able to overcome. And we do this by constantly continue to train our people and help them to understand these challenges and how we can get solution to them. Okay, there are 3 giants or enemies that kill teamwork. Kuna adui watatu ambao wanaua teamwork. The first one is lack of trust. That means this: if the members of the team don't trust each other, they don't trust their leaders, leaders do not trust their members, then working together is impossible. Follow this. Trust is essential if we are going to work together. I must trust you in order to be vulnerable enough to allow you to cover some of my weaknesses. I want to say that again. Trust is essential if we are going to work together. I must trust you in order to be vulnerable enough to allow you to cover some of my weaknesses. For me to become open, I must trust you. I need to trust that we are moving together toward the same goal. I must trust that we are moving together. We are going to the same direction. We are pushing to the same vision. Follow this. Trust is foundational to a team. It's very foundational. And it is created by a willingness to be vulnerable. Willingness to open up ourselves. Trust is built simply by getting to know each other and also learning to acknowledge our strengths and our weaknesses. I'll say that again. Trust is built when we get to know one another. We are open so that we can understand our strengths and our weaknesses. And once we do that, we can appreciate those weaknesses and those strengths and also help one another to be able to work toward those weaknesses and strengthen our strength so that we can continue to work together. Follow this. Without trust, the team will waste time skating around the issues and not willing to disagree. That's another challenge. When people don't trust one another because they are not open, you find people don't want to tackle the real issues. Na hapo ndio unasikiza watu wakisema itoke na wenyewe, ataki yeye atitoke na yeye. Unajua, when it reach that place where people don't trust one another, they cannot be honest enough because they don't trust what happened. That team has no future. Follow this. Number 3, I want you to know this, that building trust is a priority for a team leader. Is a priority. We must be able to build trust. In fact, we normally say this, trust is the currency of leadership, because character makes trust possible and trust makes leadership possible. There is no leadership without trust. You cannot transact any business in leadership without trust. Building trust, we say again, is a priority for the team leader. Consider first of all if you are trustworthy. There is what you call personal inner trust. You cannot be able to be trusted by people if you don't even trust yourself. Trust is built over time. It's a process. And that there is no shortcut in building trust. It's a process we must give ourselves to. By making and keeping promises to ourselves and others, then little by little, then we are able to continue building trust. And this happen, we build trust with others. When we give promises, we are able to fulfill the promises. We continue building trust. Is a process. Then once you build trust with one another, then we can focus with building trust with the entire team. And then from there, we can work together and achieve success. So that we say again, is one of the greatest enemy of teamwork is called lack of trust. If people don't trust one another, they can never work together. Whether it is that team is a family, whether that team, I'm saying it is in the company, whether that team is wherever it is, but we say without trust, we can never work together. Number 2, the other enemy of teamwork is called lack of growth. Lack of growth. And I want to say a few things. Individual growth greatly affects the development of a team, not just the individual. Just as a chain is only as strong as its weakest link, the team is only as strong as its weakest player. I want to say those words again. Just as a chain is only as strong as its weakest link, the team is only as strong as its weakest player. That means this: individuals on a team must be passionate about their own growth. Kila mmoja wetu katika team, ili timu iendelee, and so that we can make our team effective, every member of the team, every individual, every team member must commit themselves to their personal growth. Remember this, that the excellence of an organization is the sum total of individual excellences. You excel, the other person excel, every member of the team excel. When we bring our individual excellences together, it will be equal the excellence of the organization. That means this: if there is a member in the team who is not excelling, they are denying us as a chance to be able to excel together as a team. Therefore, you and me, every member of the team must commit themselves to their personal development. Follow this. Teams must recognize that if they don't glow, the organization will also stop glowing. I'll say that again. Teams must recognize that if they do not glow, the organization will stop glowing. The team can learn to work together more effectively. The team can learn together to manage time better. The team can learn to trust more. A team can learn to focus on strength of others. In other words, this will only happen as the team grow and develop. The team grows together, but the individuals within the team must grow together. And that is the work of the leader, to motivate the people, create opportunity for growth. That's why the leader creates those opportunities through training, through a retreat, and many other opportunities that can help the team grow together. But individually, every person must realize that your individual growth means everything to the team. And I want to tell you something, that in whichever team you are in, don't become the weak link. Because you can become the weak link and the chain will always break where it is weak. Don't become the weak link of your team. Continue developing yourself personally. Do everything you can. Be passionate about growth. Take every opportunity available to grow. Follow this. Don't expect growth in the organization to happen if the team remain in the same level. We must continually become better. And remember, we are living in a competitive world. You better remember that even in your leadership. We are living in a competitive world. So if you don't have an edge, eventually you'll be edged out by the forces of competition. You'll be relegated to a lower position. Follow this. John Maxwell said these words, very important words. Akasema hivi John Maxwell, if you always do what you have always done, then you get what you have always got. I'll say again, if you always do what you have always done, then you will get what you have always gotten. Those are words by John Maxwell. Growth in the organization will come through growing individuals in the organization or replacing them with new people. And it's good for that I tell you this as you listen to us. Sometimes you are going to glow, and if you don't glow, then you'll be replaced. And this is the work of the leader. We give people an opportunity to glow, but if they don't glow, a time will come when we'll be required to replace them so that the organization can continue to glow. Very important. And I want to tell you this as a leader, that you either outglow your organization or your organization will outglow you. And what happens is this: when the organization outglows the leader, it formats him or her. An organization can format somebody if it outglows the leader. And when the organization outglows the leader, formatting the leader means this: that leader becomes redundant. That leader becomes not more useful in the organization. And this is where we talk about replacing the individual. And before you are replaced, you better make up your mind to grow. Follow this. As a leader, it is smart to help your team to grow. This is as a leader, our work is to help our team to grow. Very, very important. We create opportunities of growth for them. So the first enemy of teamwork is lack of trust. The second enemy of teamwork is lack of growth. Then the third enemy of teamwork is called lack of communication. Lack of communication. Very important for you to know that. Unless we are communicating as a team, then of course you don't expect us to go far. We must be communicating. We are talking about communication. The team must continually be communicating. A few things for you to note. Very important. Number one, effective communication is at the core of all leadership activity. It is the foundation of all leadership activity. That means this: it is communication that effectively enables the leader to influence others. You can never influence others as a leader if you are not communicating with them. When you communicate with people effectively, you sell your vision. Once you sell your vision to the people, then they will be able to support it. And remember this: as a leader, you can influence people through 4 ways. There is 4 ways to influence people. And leadership is influence. Number one, we influence people by coercion. That is force. We don't normally use that in the kingdom. Number two, you can influence people through rewards. You reward them for doing something good and encourage them to do it again, and also encourage others to do it. Number three, you can influence others through persuasion. You persuade them. This is where communication comes in. You talk to them in just a way that they are convinced, be able to support you. And number four, you can influence people through what you call example or role modeling. As a leader, you must learn to be able to communicate well. Follow this. The leader will sell his ideas better if we communicate effectively. The ability to express yourself as a leader clearly and effectively is therefore your most valuable skills. I want to repeat that again. The ability to express yourself as a leader clearly and effectively are therefore your most valuable skills. Good communication is the basis of group innovation, the basis of group creativity, the basis of group achievement. Let me say that again. Good communication is the basis, ndio msingi of number one, group innovation, group creativity and achievement. Number two, I want you to know this, that when the team win communication battle, then it gets the teammates to work together for the good of the team and its stakeholders. I will say that again. When the team win communication battle, it will get the teammates to work together for the good of the team and its stakeholders. Many issues arise on the team because of miscommunication. Follow this. Either because of lack of communication or bad communication. It is not difficult for someone feeling to be hurt, or for someone to feel that he has not been heard or been left out of the communication flow. Clear communication. Number one, it builds. Number two, it fuels. Number three, it turns around the team. I'll say that again. Clear communication. Number one, it builds. Number two, it fuels. Number three, it turns around the team. We are talking about clear communication. Very, very important, because if we don't communicate, we cannot work together. So, and I want to teach you some principles of communication. Every time we are talking about communication, I want you to understand a few things. Very important things. Very, very important. Follow this. We say this, that everything lies and falls on leadership. These are the words of John Maxwell. Everything lies and falls on leadership. Leadership lies and falls on communication. I want to say those once again. Everything lies and falls on leadership. Leadership lies and falls on communication. So a leader, so effectiveness of the leadership of the leader lies and falls on communication. I want you also to know this. The kind of errors that causes plane crashes, they are invariably errors of teamwork and communication. Those words were spoken by Malcolm Gladwell. And Malcolm Gladwell said this, the kind of errors that causes plane crashes, they are invariably errors of teamwork and communication. And follow this, no team can work together unless it is communicated. The team must continually be communicated for the good of the team. And there are 4 levels of communication in a team. And by God's grace, we are going to talk about that. Follow this. And we say this, and when the team win communication battle, it enables the teammates to work together for the good of the team. Every time we win this communication battle, by the grace of God, we are able to work together for the good of the team. And I want to say this again, the vacuum created by failure of communication. If we are not communicating well, every time we create communication vacuum, then what happens? Then the vacuum created by failure to communicate timely and effectively, it will quickly be filled with rumors, it will be filled with misrepresentations, it will be filled with with gossip, it will be fueled by poison and every manner of destructive things. That's why when we are not communicating well, that vacuum that is created there, it will be filled with rumors. That's why I always tell leaders, as a leader, you must over-communicate. Those are the words. Just communicate and communicate and communicate so that you don't leave a vacuum when it comes to communication. Kwa sababu ile mwanya ukiashiriwa, watu wanajaza ule mwanya na mambo mengi. Wengine wanaijaza na rumors. Let me give an example. We are there as a church, we have raised money na tumeraise pesa ya kununua hii glass. Hii glass ndio tumeraise pesa ya kununua. Now what happened? Tunapo raise pesa ya hii glass, then after some time we don't see the glass and nobody is telling us what happened to our glass. Nobody tell us about the money. What happened? That silence, that vacuum that we create of not communicating well as the leaders, it will give the members a chance to come up with rumors. I'm saying they can think anything. They can come with the misrepresentation. Alafu baada ya hiyo, atuseme baada ya wiki mbili tatu, nobody is communicating to them, nobody is telling them pesa yao ilienda wapi, hawaoni glass. And then after 3 weeks or so, wanaona mke wa pastor na nguo mpya. What do you expect? Sasa unasikia washirika wanakiongea, sasa wana point mke wa pastor, wanasema our glass. Hiyo nguo mpya wanaita glass yao. Na ni kweli kunawezekana hakuna mtu amekula pesa yao, but because we have created a communication vacuum, nobody is talking to them. They don't know the position. Sasa unakuta sasa mke wa pastor anaanza kuletewa shida. Pastor ameshomoka na suti mpya na glass haionekani. Na labda pastor hii suti mpya ni kubarikiwa, alibarikiwa na mtu. Lakini wanasikia watu wanasema umeona glass yetu. Glass sasa ni ile suti ya pastor. Simply because nobody is communicating. I pray in Jesus' name, may God help us to communicate. If we don't communicate well, we are going to kill our team. Let's look at the benefit of timely and effective communication in a team. And we are going to look at them briefly. Number one. So, effective communication is a sign of personal responsibility and commitment. We want every member of the team to know it is a sign of personal responsibility and commitment when you communicate effectively. Number two, effective communication is an honor to others. When you are communicating well, you are displaying honor to other people. Number three, effective and timely communication builds trust. People are able to trust you. People are able to trust one another because they are communicating. Number four, effective and timely communication make it easier for everyone in the team. I'm saying there is harmony, there is flow, because we know where we are going. We are communicating to the people. We are telling the people the position of things. The other is effective and timely communication. Number five, it increases team's effectiveness and success. In other words, it fuels team action. The team is able to work together. I will say again, it increases team's effectiveness and success. Then the other one is it oils relationship. In other words, it maintains flow and strengthens relationship. Kuna oiling of relationship. The friction is not there because the oil is there because we are communicating. There is openness. We know where we are and we know what is expected of us. Number seven, it saves cost in terms of time and money. When you communicate well, effectively, it helps us to save time and money. And follow this. I love these words by by Martin Luther King Jr. See, Martin Luther King Jr. said one time is that we must learn to live together as brothers, or we perish together as fools. I say those words. These are words from Martin Luther King Jr. Said we must learn to live together as brothers, or we perish together as fools. And because we don't want to perish, because we have an assignment, there's a work that God has given us to do. You as a leader, God has given you an assignment in that company, in that industry, given you assignment in the marketplace, assignment in the ministry, in the family. And because God has given us that assignment, we must make up that we are going to live together as brothers, as we work together as a team. We help one another, because if we don't do that, then we will perish together as fools. Follow this. When miscommunication occurs in the team, there are two things that we need to do that will help us to come out of it. Number one, we practice 24-hour rule. We call it 24-hour rule. That means this: never let an issue be unresolved for more than 24 hours. In case there is a misunderstanding, we must look for solution within 24 hours. Talk about it, get it out on the table, deal with it. This is especially critical for personal issues that can affect our teamwork. So number one is called 24-hour rule. Watu watakasirika, watu watakwaswa, lakini this is a rule that we can use. Within 24 hours, make sure that what is disturbing you, you put it on the table. Let's speak about it, let's solve it. Number two, what else can help us? It is called use face-to-face communication. If at all possible, use face-to-face communication. Use electronic communication for communicating information or issues that has less room for misunderstanding. But for those very sensitive issues, we use face-to-face communication. I'll say those two rules again, is that we practice 24-hour rule. And all of you who are listening to us, I wish we can practice this also in the family. Mkikosana na mke wako, mume wako, then within 24 hours, we get a way to solve it, to speak it out. Ili uweze kukasirika, unanyamaza wiki 2, unanyamaza wiki 3, unanyamaza mwezi. Hakuna kitu baya na kitu very, very oppressive in the family wakati watu hawaongei. Na not just in the family, even in the place of assignment. Can you imagine you have a colleagues you are working with, na muongeleshani wiki moja, wiki 2, there is no way you can become effective. 24-hour rule means things will happen, we agree, then we put it on the table before the end of 24 hours. Then we use face-to-face communication for those issues that are very sensitive. And I want to finish by telling you this, that in a good team, when communication, in a good team, it means this, that we communicate when things are good, when the news is good, we communicate. We tell them. If they are not, they are bad, we tell them. It's only that we use the right approach. Unless dangerous or illegal for us to share it, let's share it. Let's continue talking. We continue talking. With effective communication, the leaders trust the members rather. Allow me to say it again. With effective communication, the team members trust their leaders. And they all work with and trust one another. Then the team functions as a team. They work together as a team. And once they work together as a team, then they succeed. Let me say that again. With effective communication, team members trust their leaders. And then they all work with and trust one another. Then they work or function as a team. And as they work as a team, they succeed. 3 enemies of teamwork we have talked today. The first enemy is lack of trust. The second enemy is called lack of growth. And the third enemy is called lack of communication. We'll continue to talk about the dynamics of teamwork and leadership. We are going to look at the importance. We are going to look at how to build a team. We are looking about how to solve the challenges in a team. All those things we are going to talk about them as God enables us. We bless God for you. Our prayer is that what we are learning is becoming beneficial in your life. The Bible says we become the doers of the word, not just the hearers. Jesus said in Luke chapter 11 verse 28 that blessed is he who hear and do. The greatest gap in life is between knowing and doing. I pray in Jesus' name, may you be able to fill that gap. May you make sure you narrow that gap, and if possible, you close it completely. The gap between knowing and doing. Now that you know, go and do it. Go and practice it within your leadership. And as you do that, your leadership will continue to become better. We love you. We bless God for you. And we welcome you even for services in our church. If you get a chance, I bless God for you. If you're in Kiambu, just come and visit our mother church. It is in Kiambu town. So just behind Kangangi Open Air Market, you get a chance to come to Loilo, Watalam White House. We welcome you. Come and fellowship with us. We love you and God bless you. God bless your leadership. Let's continue believing God for greatness ahead of us, that it will be realized, and so that we leave a legacy for the coming generation. A righteous man will leave an inheritance for great grandchildren. I declare as we come to the end, you are that righteous man that will leave an inheritance for generations that are coming. God bless you. God do you good. We love you. Continue watching our programs. Continue becoming a partner of Prayer Cave TV. Help us so that we can fulfill the mandate of God. God do you good. God bless you. Shalom, shalom, shalom.